So I'm Grainne Oats. I'm a senior lecturer in accounting at Swinburne University of Technology, and I developed Quitch, and I now work part-time as the CEO of Quitch. I'm getting it out into the marketplace. Yes, Quitch was a tool to be used to engage students. I was teaching the first year accounting unit, and unfortunately we had an issue with very high failure rates and therefore low retention. So my thinking was, if I could improve the engagement levels, if students were enjoying the unit, then we could actually build on that. Fail rates would decrease and retention would increase. And we built this around the elements of gamification, because students told me that they were being distracted a lot by their mobile phone outside the class because of the fun elements of the gamification.
So accounting is a pretty tough cookie. It doesn't sound very engaging. So how did you make it work?
So we made it work by, I basically worked with the students and asked them what are some of the things that would actually make education more entertaining for you. And the first thing they said was, firstly, we'd love if it was mobile, because we have our mobile phones with us all the time. We don't always have our laptops, so we're not able to access the learning management system. And in terms of gamification, they talked about the elements of the leaderboard, earning points, earning badges and so on, to actually make the content a bit of fun, that they could interact with friends, they could compete with friends and so on, and also the learning in small chunks, so sending them push notifications every day for this semester.
So they're getting questions every day about the content in their course, and they're having some fun competition between each other to see who's got the edge on one another with the knowledge and skills.
That's right.
It sounds great. What did the students tell you when you asked them about the experience?
The experience was phenomenally positive for them. They said it worked for them in a number of ways. They loved the fun element, as I said. But the other thing they said was that often when they left the theatre, they found that they had comprehended the material while they were there. But now that I was able to actually quiz them every single day on the material just delivered, they found that quite often they actually had not understood it as well as they initially thought. I asked them what actually impact that had on them, and what they said was it sent them back to the material to actually go back and learn it more. And the motivation for that was they did not want to slide down the leaderboard, they wanted to continue to perform as well as they had been up to that point. So really great benefit for the students.
Okay, so we're delivering this towards our gang in the facilitated e-learning from the Diploma of Vet. They're all very experienced teachers and trainers here at Swinburne. Have you got any advice for them to make the most of the experience and maybe even look ahead to possible uses of Quitch in their own classes?
Yes, I think from the teacher's point of view, because while I talked up to this point about the focus on students, and it was really designed by students, and I say built by teachers, designed by students, because they told me what they wanted. From a teacher's perspective, I was very clear on what I wanted, and that was it had to be easy to use. So in other words, it had to be really easy for us to set up, because I know how busy everybody is. The other thing was I wanted to make sure that at the moment with universities and any really kind of education institution, we don't know until a student does a first piece of assessment how they're actually performing. And this is often halfway through the semester, for example, at university. And it never really worked well for me. I thought really for most students it's too late to try and get them to recover it at the halfway through. So what I wanted to do was build a tool that would give me real-time data about what students were engaging from day one. So it would allow me to intervene early and identify those at-risk students and actually reach out to them and then hopefully bring them on board much earlier. And it also would help me identify what topics the students were struggling with. So in other words, sometimes I was racing through some topics that now I'm able to tell actually 80% of the students didn't understand that. And I found I was spending too much time on areas that the students actually had understood and had probably gone to sleep on me. So this allows me now to tailor my class directly to the students' needs rather than me racing through my curriculum that I had pre-planned.
Gold. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.